Well, hello there, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Sky Factory. If you caught my update video, hold on, let me back away from that and I'll explain that. If you caught my update video, then you'll know that I've been doing some grindy stuff off camera, including growing ridiculous amounts of trees, and trying not to starve to death on account of the fact that I don't have a steady food source yet. This is actually carrying on, it's from the same session. It'll be released as an episode in its own right. Because I've got a few things I want to share with you, and a couple of little things to have a look at, and I want to capture the results on camera. So, I was messing around and quite accidentally, let's grab some. Oh, I had some anyway. I realised that you can use string like this. It takes 25 of them to convert into dirt instead of using saplings. Use 25 string to convert into dirt instead of saplings, and that got me thinking, what else can we use? It turns out you can also use silkworms. It's 25 of those as well. So I was wondering, what is more efficient? Using infested leaves, which drop quite a lot of silkworms and string, or using regular trees and using the saplings from them. I also looked up other ways to make dirt, and there are a few. There's that which is real in depth, and I don't know what most of this stuff is, so that's out of the question for the time being. And then there's this way, but I don't have a steady source of rotten flesh at the moment, so that's not massively viable at the moment. It's not too far off, particularly with the leaves. It won't be long before I can craft a pair of shears. Over here, I just created this small area so that mobs can spawn, because I really wanted some bone meal to make a watering can. That actually hasn't been realised yet, because it's a much longer process than I thought it was going to be. For example, you have to use dirt to get small stones, then convert it into cobble, then use a wooden hammer to convert the cobble into gravel, then use the wooden hammer again to convert the gravel into sand, then use it again, convert the sand into dust, and then you get broken iron ore, I think it's called, and use 4 of those to convert it to broken iron gravel, then you smelt that and it gives you 1 piece of iron. And so far I've managed to get 1. And that took about 20 odd pieces of dirt. So yeah, that's a longer process than I thought it was going to be. So using this is just on average, and I think that was probably a bad one, because we don't have enough for a piece of dirt quite. We're 75% of the way there. So what about if I use that? I have 34 string and 1 silkworm. So that makes 1 whole block of dirt. And I'm going to count the silkworm actually. I was going to say not count the silkworm and then it would be self-sustaining, except for the saplings. So I think we're going to run that one more time, and this is the stuff that I got on one of the last episodes. And this is the stuff that I got from sieving the dirt to make the stones to make the gravel to etc, etc, etc. And we got some cool stuff here, I think. We have got the beginnings of a farm. We have seeds, which is one of the things I was looking for. We also have a spruce seed, so we can grow some spruce. We have some Certus quartz, which doesn't help us particularly at the moment, but further down the line it will definitely come in handy. We have rubber tree seeds, which is going to be useful for some of the more advanced machinery. Cactus seeds, which is going to be good because I believe you can create cactus juice and then craft water buckets out of it if we need to. We've got some crushed tin ore, some carrot seeds, which are again going to be a good food source. Pumpkin seeds and sugarcane seeds are not particularly useful at the moment. We have the crushed aluminium, crushed gold, and we have some grass seeds, which is going to be really useful as well. Because if we can create some grassland, then I think that we can have some passive mobs spawning. Also, another interesting thing that happened, one of the things that I was waiting for, is it rained. So I beefed up our barrels a bit. I don't have anything to make. I don't have enough to make a iron regular bucket at the moment, but I believe you can make a clay bucket, which is one of the things that we're going to look into. And how do you make that? Fired clay bucket, unfired clay bucket. So you just need 3 pieces of clay, and I know you can make clay by putting sand in a oak barrel full of water. And so we'll go through the process of making sand as well. I need this wooden hammer, but I'm also going to make another one because I don't think that's going to last us. We put that down, all weird and floaty. Hit it with a hammer, and we get gravel. Put it down, hit it with a hammer again, we get sand. Put it down again, hit it again, and we get dust. So we do that, and now we have clay. Okay, so we have an unfired clay bucket. So now let's turn it into a regular clay bucket. Another thing that I found out that I kind of wanted your guys' opinion on, because I don't know whether it would be considered an exploit. You know, if you try to use... Actually, hold on, let me have some apple. So yeah, you try to use vein miner with an empty hand, and it doesn't let you. I'm holding the vein miner key, and it just mines the one block. And if you use a tool, like an axe, it'll mine the whole thing, and takes away durability from the axe. However, I noticed, if you hold vein miner with any object, it works as well. So I don't know whether that's a bug or an exploit. I found it completely by coincidence. Yeah, it seemed to me, it just seems a little bit cheaty, because I mean, these are all separated trees, but if you get some big trees in there, you can chop down pretty much all of this just by punching it without the cost of any resources whatsoever. And it also works on the leaves. So as I said, I don't know whether it's a bug or an exploit or something that perhaps wasn't thought of. But, oops, I'm throwing saplings. Let's plant those back up. And I think our tree is nicely infested now. Right, and as a side project, we got 42 saplings from that. that can be our last test. So it was self-sustaining and it made 4 dirt. Actually, let me get that. Why did I make a brick? I've got no idea. Get that clay bucket and we can take the water out of one of those barrels, and then we'll have an extra barrel. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 dirt. And that was self-sustaining. The single tree that was infested got us 1.4 dirt. The uninfested tree got us 0.75 dirt. Yeah, now you see that got us 1 and a bit, and it got us 1.1. That got us 1.175. Or actually you could just say that it got us 1 and was self-sustaining. That's probably an easier way to think about it. See, this one's never going to be self-sustaining. Oh, god damn it, I still had string in my inventory. Give me 2 seconds. Actually, we'll just bone meal it over here. Alright guys, and we're back. I had a little mishap when I was doing this and the leaves connected to this, so I guess we're going to have a big test and a small test. It's probably just as well. But luckily, the only lucky thing is that I've still got saplings, because otherwise that could have been a bit of an issue. No, it wouldn't be too bad. I mean, you'd probably get a sapling off of that one, but nevertheless. So, the previous one, the previous normal tree gave us 1, and it was self-sustainable, 1 dirt. And this one is the one that we're going to try. The last one gave us 1.4 and wasn't self-sustainable. Oops, holding the wrong button. Okay, so out of that one we got 24 string. Let's do it down here. And gave us slightly more that time, gave us 1.16 compared to 1.4. No, it gave us slightly less even, didn't it? Also built this for our farm that we're going to start now as well. Where are our seeds? We don't need all of them. That's not going to be part of the farm, because we're going to need to create some sort of grass generating area, but we'll do that at a later date. Primarily we want the seeds and the carrot seeds wherever they are. Cactus we'll do now as well, although obviously won't be going. Oh, there it is. It obviously won't be going on the soil. So, carrot seeds and regular seeds. I'll tell you what, it seems we've got bone meal handy. Let's grow these dudes. Because one thing that I'm desperately needing is a steady source of food. I have one bone meal left, that isn't going to be enough. You can't dance and make these grow, can you? I don't think so. Cactus seeds, so I need to use a piece of dirt. So we're going to use that, and hopefully we'll get... no, we didn't get 4 stones, but we do have a couple left over there. Not the chest. Craft that into a cobblestone. Hit it with a hammer. Pick him up. Hit the gravel with a hammer. And now we've got a piece of sand. And let's put it over near the farm. And it's hardly the world's most spectacular cactus farm, but it is a start. And now for this, I'm going to need some crooks. Luckily, one thing we have is crooks. So the last one made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think it had 2 left over. I honestly have no idea how much this is going to make. Could be loads. Oh, I'm dying of hunger. That's not good. You're interrupting me. Didn't really want to have to do that. Okay. If there's a limit whilst we're doing our little experiments. If you were to connect them all up, I wonder if you can get rid of the whole entire thing in one punch. Yes. Yeah, that's got to be a bug, isn't it? That can't have been intended. I wouldn't have thought. After 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, it nearly tripled our output. So, yeah, that's the way forward for the time being. And that's going to be a lot of dirt. But I think we're probably going to have to alternate it, just so that we don't run low on saplings. But just before that, I want to see how you make a crucible. Not a magma crucible, not a Thermocraft one. We need porcelain clay. How many of those do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 porcelain clay, so we need 7 bone meal. We could probably make that very soon, in fact. And with that we can make lava, and then get a cobblestone generator on the way. And then we'll still need to sieve dirt for the other things that you get from it. We won't necessarily need to use dirt as our main conversion to cobblestone. Then we can have tools with a bit of higher durability, and it should be a bit faster and a bit better. And then go into one of these. So let's put this through and then I'll be back with you. Alright guys, hello again. I've put that all through and I'm going to have to call shenanigans on this. We don't seem to have got that much good stuff. We've got 3 broken iron, which isn't even an iron. 2 broken tin. We've got 4 broken copper, which is a copper. We've got some broken platinum, broken silver, broken aluminium, broken lead, broken gold. We got 4 coal for some reason, 7 flint, 1 lapis, which isn't very useful since this is Minecraft 1.7.10. And we got an emerald somehow, which is actually kind of okay. So we'll pop all that in here for now, along with our other seeds. That's the last bit of this episode. Let's have a look at this uncommon treasure. So I'm interested to see what's in it. And we've got some of that stuff. I don't know what that is. Mega rubber sapling. That's kind of cool. They are huge, like really big. I wonder if you can use the leaves of those to create dirt, then we're pretty set. Conduit probe. That's not going to help us at the moment. 6 bones is actually more useful. In fact, with those 6 bones, turn them all into bone meal and get a little bit of food on the go. I'm not going to expand the farm just yet because I don't know what happened there. Oh, that's interesting. If you right click it with a empty hand instead of breaking it, it just harvests what's ready by the looks of it and leaves 1 in the ground. That's pretty nifty. Just going to increase the amount of potatoes we got, and we're going to bake them to get the most out of them. And we're going to use wood because loads of it, quite frankly. Right, okay guys, that's going to conclude the episode for today. Thank you all for watching, as always. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and a comment and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Cheerio guys and girls.